you that have joined us this evening. Thank you so much. The purpose of this meeting, obviously, our rising, I should say, ninth graders have fewer than 50 days left here at Elko, school days. Let that sink in. We are fewer than 50 days, school days, and your eighth grader will be a high school. So I often tell them life is coming. A high school is coming to a neighborhood near you. So this evening, again, I am Dr. Herman Mizell, the proud principal here. Miss Talisa Meeks is on. She'll introduce herself when she speaks. She's the eighth grade administrator, and also our school counselor, Miss Flowers, will join us. So again, we're going to cover the end of the year activities. I'm going to start by talking briefly about our SOLs, the standards of learning. Let me just say, parents, as I tell my family members, when students hit high school, this is when it matters. And so what I often tell elementary, I was an elementary principal for 9 years, and I've been at the middle school for the past 5. And so what I often tell parents is when kids hit middle school, it's your discretion. Allow them to take the SOL so you see where they stand with their peers. And also, I like to put parents on notice because things have changed. If you have a student in special education, there's no modified diploma. So either a student graduates with a standard or an advanced diploma, or simply a certificate of attendance. And so we want all of our kids, if you will, to graduate with a standard or an advanced diploma. And so I strongly suggest that you allow your students to take the SOL so we can see where they land. And the dates are on the screen. So May 10th, we start math SOL. May 11th, we will continue with math as well as history. Please make note of May 17th. It is extremely important. I'm an English teacher. May 17th is our reading SOL. We need our students to take this seriously. Middle school has changed now. We have a number of middle school students who are sitting in 3 to 4 high school classes, which is impressive. Let me give you some examples. If your child is in Spanish 1, Algebra 1, Geometry, Earth Science, Miss Flowers, have I missed any? I'm talking about high school credit bearing classes.
World history.
World history.
Independent living.
Say that again.
Independent living.
Independent living. These are high school credits. It's very impressive for a high school student to be sitting in a middle school student to be sitting in a high school class. But parents, you have to let your students know that final grade is critical because that grade is factored into their GPA. You pass Spanish 1 with a D, then you're going to high school with a 1.0, a C, a 2.0, a B, a 3, and an A, a 4. So our middle schoolers are young. So we have to let them know, although you're young and in middle school, you're in a high school class. So go hard and take your work seriously. So again, parents, we need your help. If a student opts out of an SOL, you have to write a letter and send to me. But please, we're strongly encouraging that you have your child take the SOL so you will see where he or she lands and do their best. As an English teacher, I used to tell my kids, you only need a 70. A 70 is a D. And when I equate that to a grade, that's all you need on the SOL. So the SOLs are the very minimum of what students should know. So parents, if you have questions regarding SOL testing, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, Miss Meeks or Miss Flowers.
And Dr. Mizell, if I could jump in, good afternoon, everyone. Again, I am Miss Meeks. I'm the eighth grade administrator here at Elko. I also would like to add that please make sure that your children are bringing their laptops every day to school, and specifically for SOL testing. When students don't have their laptop, they get put into makeup testing. So they're put in a library and they're just not in their natural setting for the test. So that could impact their scores. So we want students to take the test on the designated day. So it's important for students to bring in their laptops every day, but certainly on the day that they're taking an SOL test.
Thank you, Ms. Meeks. Yes, some of our scholars tend to leave their laptops at home thinking they're going to avoid work, but teachers do give them hard copies. So parents, please know students should report every day with their school-issued, fully charged laptop. We need your help in making sure that happens. All right, we're going to continue. Ms. Meeks.
All right, so we have a lot of end of the year activities planned for our 8th graders. We're really excited. As I mentioned earlier in that first meeting, this is my second year with the 8th grade students. So I had an opportunity to grow with some of them, get to know some of you parents from the many phone calls I've often had to make. But I'm really excited that they're now transitioning into high school. So one of the activities that we have planned is the 8th grade dance. The dance will be June 2nd. That's a Friday evening from 7 to 9:30 p.m. We asked the students to vote on a theme, and they selected the red carpet affair. So we'll have it decorated very nicely for our students. We'll talk about the attire next. So for the attire, so again, it is somewhat a semi-formal dance for our students. So be mindful of the sleeves for our young ladies, the spaghetti and strapless dresses. If they do have that, we ask that they have a covering or some type of shawl or wrap. Be mindful of midriff. We obviously don't want that to be exposed, low-cut dresses and things like that. And of course, no undergarment should be visible. No dress should be long with slits and things. We want the students to be comfortable so they can dance and have a good time. We don't suggest jeans or baggy pants or t-shirts. And we have some pictures here that we present of students when they dress up, and they really look really nice as they come in. Some students would like to wear tugs, and some students do, and they look very nice, but it's not required. We just ask that they dress nice.
Right. And again, I will emphasize no jeans, no t-shirts. Also, this is just an 8th grade dance. And let me just add, they're children. Mm-hmm. Some of our adults can be very critical of our children. They're children. And so we're monitoring them. This is probably some of their first semi-formal dance. So parents, they will need you. I know a lot of our young ladies, we had to revisit the dress code because a lot of the young ladies stated they shop at, is it Shein? Yes. So, some of these things are sleeveless, and that's okay. This is semi-formal. And so that's why we're showing the young ladies and our young men some pictures. Again, it doesn't have to be a tuxedo. It could be a nice suit. It could be nice khakis, a nice tie, but we leave it up to our young men and our young ladies. They can be creative. But again, it's June 2nd. Also, you will get a letter. Let me go back a moment. We will visit 8th grade classes next week. Students will have hard copies, and I will mail all of this to parents in April. So this is what covers our dance. Again, theme, red carpet. You will see, as Ms. Meeks pointed out, 7 to 9:30. A photographer will be on site. We will share the picture prices soon. So you will get this handout in the mail. Students will also get a copy by backpack for your review. Again, June 2nd, we may reach out to you for chaperones and so forth. Remember, you can't come in and dance unless you are a chaperone. So be mindful of that. All right, Ms. Meeks, we're going to keep driving.
All right. So another event that we're planning for our 8th graders is a field trip or a fun day. So right now we're kind of working through what the costs and pricing and transportation, but these are going to be the two options. We would like to go on a field trip. However, if funding and transportation isn't able to be worked out, we will have a fun day. Bottom line, we want to make sure that we celebrate our students, and that's going to be the second week of June, and it will be during the school day. But again, we're trying to finalize that probably by next week with transportation and pricing and everything. Miss Berry, she is the 8th grade wing lead. We've been working really closely, Miss Flowers, Dr. Mizell, and I, to make sure that our students have a memorable time on their field trip or the fun day.
And we want to make sure it's nice. As Ms. Meeks pointed out, I really focus in on the cost and make it, if you will, inexpensive for our kids. Some of our kids don't come with the financial capital, if you will. And so again, we want to make sure that all students can participate. In June, I will tell you it's hot. Last year, the students had a fun day. And I will tell you, I was outside grilling hot dogs and hamburgers, but they certainly were not outside because it was too hot. So they wanted to go in the auditorium, eat popcorns, look at movies, and things of that nature. So as Ms. Meeks pointed out, we're meeting with the teachers, some of our kids, and we should have it finalized very soon if there will be a field trip or just a fun day.
So next up is the SOAR program. So the SOAR program will be June 7th. That's a Wednesday evening at 5:30 at Highland Springs High School. We used Highland Springs High School last year. We had enough space. It was very nice. We had some of our 8th graders participate in the program, which we expect to do again this year. So again, that is at Highland Springs High School. Right now, as far as tickets, we're going to start with assigning 4 tickets to each student. However, we anticipate enough space for all our families to attend comfortably.
Last year, space was not an issue, but in the event that something happens, we do have to give tickets, and we did give 4. But again, let me repeat, space was not an issue. Just get there on time. Again, this is the highlight of the students' 8th grade year. This is it. Students have the middle school experience once, and it comes to a close on June 7th at Highland Springs High School. So parents, you will also receive a letter very soon. Let me click. It looks like this. It will come in the mail from myself. Dear parents, guardians, I won't read it all to you right now, but bottom line, it congratulates you. Congratulations to you. Again, we will start promptly at 6 o'clock on June 7th at Highland Springs High School. What I want to highlight, as you can see, the dress. And on the next slide, Ms. Meeks will cover the dress for the SOAR program. I just want you to see the letter that you will get in mail very soon. And here's the dress code for the SOAR program. SOAR, like eagles, this is their graduation.
So for our young ladies, we encourage them to wear dresses or skirt or dark slacks and a blouse and dress shoes. No athletic gear, so no sneakers, no Crocs or flip-flops. For our young men, we would like them to wear dark slacks, a dress shirt, neckties, dark socks, and shoes. Again, no athletic attire. We want them to look nice as they're walking across the stage. This is their shining moment. And it's will be a really great time for our families to celebrate our 8th grade students.
And last year, it was awesome. I will tell you, I often tell kids life is coming. So dress up for this occasion. It will be awesome. Let me just say, parents, if you have difficulty getting the attire, let us know. I don't mind buying neckties and so forth. Miss Meeks does not mind helping out our young ladies, but don't wait until the last minute. Also, our communities and schools, Mr. Houston, he's most helpful. So if your son, if your daughter need assistance with the dress for the SOAR program, reach out and let us know. We want all kids to participate. Let me just add, before Ms. Flowers comes on, as a 5th grade, as an elementary principal, I made every effort not to retain 5th graders, because unless you're a miracle worker, I'm telling you parents, same thing with 8th grade, but we need your help. I did this meeting 4th quarter last year. I'm doing it now because we have a number of 8th graders who are on the brink of failing, and it's our goal to get them over. So parents, really, this Friday is the last day to make up work for the 3rd quarter. As I forestated, we're down to fewer than 50 days. We're in our last marking period. Can you believe the school year is coming to an end? Ms. Flowers is giving me a list of those students who are struggling. Parents, if you have not done so, go on PowerSchool. If you don't have a PowerSchool account, create one tonight. You need it for high school. The plot thickens when they get to high school. So this is where we need you. Go on to PowerSchool. Look at your child's grades. Semester matters. If your child has an F for the semester, that means that class has been failed. So the student needs to pass the third and fourth quarter and get a high enough second semester grade to pass for the year. I do not want to retain any eighth graders. So parents, we're going to start after school tutoring. Please pay close attention to my emails. Ms. Flowers and Ms. Dr. Swinging will add some other things. Get on your kids. We met with our 8th grade team last week. We've asked teachers to work with students. I often tell kids you get more with honey than you do vinegar. Parents, you know precisely what I mean. And when I say this to kids, I say it teaching them that life is coming. So again, get on PowerSchool, look at their grades. If anyone is failing, get on your child. There is still time to pass. A strong C, a solid B, or definitely an exceptional A will get them out of the class. So parents, we need your support. Ms. Flowers.
Good evening, parents and guardians. My name is Ms. Flowers. I'm the 8th grade school counselor. I'm here at Elko Middle School. And just like Ms. Meeks, this is my second year working with your students. So to be at this point in the school year is definitely bittersweet. But I just want to come forward to put a couple of things out there for you guys to be mindful of as we get closer to the end of the school year. So your students, of course, the goal is for them to pass all of their courses successfully. If they have not passed at least 2 core classes, and when I say core classes, I mean math, science, social studies, and English. If they have not passed at least 2 core classes on their own by the end of the 4th quarter, they will not be eligible to be promoted for high school. If they have passed 2 core classes and they have not passed the other 2 with a satisfactory grade, they will be summer school eligible. They will have to take one of those courses during the first session of summer school and then the second course during the second one. But as mentioned several times, we do want all of our students to pass their courses successfully, especially if it is a high school level course that will transfer over to their transcript for high school. We do also have a wonderful resource for online tutoring called FEV Tutoring Services. I'm going to put my email in the chat just in case you guys need that information. But this is a wonderful resource because of the fact that you guys can actually go on and schedule tutoring according to your flexibility. And another cool feature about this online service is that you can actually record the sessions so your student can go back and review the information that is taught during that session. So once again, I'll put my email in the chat. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out and I'm more than happy to help.
And let me just say the students have had these FEV tutors all year. It's a live tutor, although they don't see them in person, but it is live. So parents, we have reviewed this with kids. We met with kids in groups, took them to the classroom, showed them how to log on, showed them how to request help. And for those parents who showed to our virtual meet, we did the same thing. So again, as Ms. Flowers stated, FEV tutoring, take advantage. In the coming weeks, I will be emailing 8th grade parents regarding after school tutoring. Make sure your child is there. Reach out to the teacher. Again, we get more with honey than we do vinegar. So tell your students, reach out, go to your teacher. What can I do to pass? It's not too late. We have 9 weeks left. Dr. Swingen, would you like to add anything?
Hi, I'm Dr. Swingen. I'm so excited your guys are ready to leave us and head to 9th grade. Ms. Flowers is a phenomenal resource for getting in touch with teachers, helping your students get motivated, figure out what's going on. The other thing is if you need assistance setting up your PowerSchool account and you are going to use this a whole bunch in high school, please reach out to either Ms. Flowers or myself and we will help you get that account set up.
Also, I have included a link in the comments. If you are interested in the FEV tutoring, it gives you some videos on how to log in and instructions for your students. So that is in the comment section.
Also, parents, let me stress, as Ms. Flowers stated, core classes are critical. Students still have ample time to pass. They need to go hard and do what's required. If a student is repeating 8th grade, he or she will not march in the SOAR program. School counseling will contact you. They will not march in the SOAR program. So please, parents, this is why we're on now, ahead of the last 9 weeks. Look at your students' power school. It is Miss Meeks' goal, Miss Flowers' goal, Dr. Swingen's goal, and certainly Dr. Meisel's goal that every 8th grader moves to his or her respective high school. So parents, we need your support. All right, so we've covered summer school. Let me just point out, thank you so much for your assistance with cell phones. We are confiscating if students are using them in class. I allow students to use them at lunch. They can use them in class with the teacher's permission, but we're asking students to keep them put away. Also, let me just do a quick review before we entertain questions. I'm going to go through it very quickly. SOL dates. Again, parents, we need your students ready. We will start May 10th. Come prepared. June 2nd is the student semi-formal dance. Again, you will get a letter in the mail regarding all of this. $5, 7 until 9:30. Dress code for the semi-formal. Fun day or field trip to be announced. We're still planning that. SOAR program is their 8th grade graduation. We're hoping to see you at Highland Springs High School. That's Wednesday, June 7th. We will start, they should be there by 5:30 because we will start promptly, I believe, at 6. Here's the dress. You will get this in letter in April, very soon. Remediation, get on your kids. FEV tutors, go to their teachers. What can I do to pass your class? Our teachers are here for our students. Also, we're going to entertain questions. Ms. Croxton, my secretary, is on. We're asking you to simply, if you look at the top of your the platform, you'll see chat, people, raise, you'll see a hand. All you need to do is click that raise hand. Ms. Croxton will call on you, unmute your mic, and you can ask your question. Your question may help someone else. Ms. Meeks, Ms. Flowers, Dr. Swingen, and I will stay on to the very end and entertain any questions that you may have. Also, Ms. Meeks is going to drop the climate survey. I'm going to send it out via email to the entire school. We need our parents. Our participation is very low. It's a squeaky wheel that gets the oil. Not that I'm suggesting you should complain, but please complete the climate survey. Our division leaders are looking at the climate survey. At this time, Ms. Croxton, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All righty. So again, just raise your hand and Ms. Croxton will call on you. We will entertain any questions that our parents may have at this time.